check. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you guys read me? Am I loud? Am I clear? I'm going to be breaking down the breaking news on the conflict going on here in just 9 minutes and 25 seconds. I've got breaking news for silver and gold. What's going to happen tomorrow when the market opens? We're going to be breaking it all down here real soon in just 9 minutes. All I can say, ladies and gentlemen, is buckle up.
In the borders, I'm a golden and silver stacker on the run.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining. I'm going to be live in just 8 minutes and 30 seconds covering the breaking news with the conflict, geopolitics, how that's going to affect gold and silver. I've got breaking gold and silver news. I'm going to be breaking that all down here in just 8 minutes and 25 or 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Smash that like button if you're ready. Come on! Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be live in just 7 minutes. The breaking news, the conflict, everything that's going on, what it means for gold and silver, what's going to happen with gold and silver, what's happened today with gold and silver. I'm going to be breaking it all down here shortly.
To Rio sun, from Arctic ice to island drums.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be live in just 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Please smash that like button. I'm going to be breaking down what's occurred today, the context of gold and silver, what's happening with gold and silver, and what's going to happen tomorrow when the market opens. Do you think we're going to gap up or gap down? Put that in chat right now. We're going to be live in 6 minutes and 10 seconds here.
Voices rise like a tidal wall.
Yes, this is all my music. If you like it, you can listen to my songs on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, everywhere. Just search Artist International Stacker. And guys, we're going to be live here in 5 minutes and 20 seconds covering the breaking news with the Iran war, how that affects gold and silver. What's happened with gold and silver today? Some shocking news. What's going to happen tomorrow? We're going to be covering that all here live in just 5 minutes and 10 seconds here.
Stacks of silver, stacks of gold, digging treasure, riches untold. International stacker, here to say, shiny vibes coming your way. Silver shines, gold's the glow. Stack it high, watch it grow. Giveaways for all, feel the thrill. International stacker chasing that mill. Coins to find. Treasure hunting, one of a kind. Join the crew. Let's
Thank you, BH Customs, for the super sticker. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be starting here in just 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Smash that like button if you're ready. We're going to be covering the breaking updates with Iran and the war breaking out. It's context on gold and silver, geopolitics, what's happening, how you can prepare. Buckle up.
Maps and clues, giveaways tonight. Silver dream shining bright. Roll the dice, take a chance. Treasure calls, we're in a dance.
Thank you, AG, for becoming a crab cadet. I appreciate that. Check out your new custom channel member emojis.
Stack it high.
Shout out to Jolene. Thank you for being a member for 2 months.
Feel the thrill. International stacker that mill. So hit
Let's
that
go.
road. Join the quest. Riches await. You're the best international stacker. Stacking strong. Silver, gold, where you belong.
Guys, I'm going to be covering in just 3 minutes and 15 seconds what's happened today, what's occurred. It's larger context with gold and silver, how you can prepare, what the markets are doing, how they're reacting, what I'm thinking. We're going to be breaking it all down here live in just 3 minutes, so smash the like button if you're ready. We're only 5 likes away from 200. Let's go. Barbara, thank you so much for the super chat saying, you're great music, you're so talented. War illegal and outrageous, says Barbara. Well, we're going to be covering what's happening, what's occurring. We're going to stay away from the politics side of things, but we're going to cover what's occurring, how it affects you in the context of gold and silver, and we're going to be breaking that down here in just 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Joe, that is so funny. It's the radio edit. That is so funny.
Side to side, ocean waves where dreams collide. Claws are up, the beat we chase. Treasure gleaming, golden space. Get your claws up, don't delay. Yeah, join
2 minute warning, guys. We'll be live in 2 minutes. Smash the like button if you're ready. Share the stream. I'm going to be breaking it down for you all here shortly in the context of gold and silver. What's going on? We're going to find out here in just a minute and 50 seconds.
gold and silver, who wants it all? Are you ready for the mega gall? We're the crew, the shell brigade. Treasures found, the music's played. Get your claws up, don't delay. Yeah, join the party night and day. Gold and silver is the key.
Let's go.
Nation, dance with me.
Let's get it. 1 minute warning here. 1 minute warning.
Tidal rhythms in the sand, shiny spoils laid by hand. We're the crew, the shell brigade. Treasures found, the music's played. Get your claws up in the sky. International stacker, he's our guy.
Let's go.
Gold and silver is the key. Crustacean nation, dance with me. Dance with me. Dance with me. Dance with me. Dance with me.
One stacker on a journey to find silver. International stacker.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? The name is International Stacker, coming to you live from Key West, Florida, where I'm closer to Cuba than a Walmart. 1,900 videos around the world on gold and silver adventures. And today's a little bit of a different adventure. We're going to be covering what's going on right now in Iran with Israel and the United States joint attack on Iran. I'm going to be breaking it down for you, but I want to start out with two statements here. First, I don't get into the politics of things here on this channel. I'm going to be covering what has occurred, how it affects you in the context of gold and silver, any late breaking gold and silver news. That's the first thing I want to say there. So I'm not getting into the politics and all that. I'm getting into what happened, what occurred, how it affects you, how it affects gold and silver, and what we could be doing to prepare. Secondly, what I wanted to say is I'm going to be covering stuff. I'm going to be high energy. I'm going to be saying different things. But I want to say with any conflict, any war, people get hurt. Innocent people get hurt. Innocent people die. So I just want to start out this stream with acknowledging that folks are being impacted in many countries around the world right now due to this conflict. So I just did want to recognize that, and our hearts go out to all the innocent people who have been affected. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to break down for you right now. So if you're ready for the breakdown, smash the like button. Only 2 more likes to 300 so this stream can get out to more people. And we are only 21 subscribers away from a big show, so we'll be doing that as well. Okay, so I want to give you a little bit of background, and then we're going to jump into the updates. So remember, on Friday, silver hit a daily high of $94.16. It closed at $93.80, and it had a pretty positive or fairly positive uptrend here on this channel. And guys, I am going to be asking questions, but hold them for right now. I'll let you know when I'll do the questions and answer section, because I'm going to answer a lot of questions right now. Gold, hold up. Yep. Gold hit a daily high of $5,278.51 on Friday, and it had a pretty steep climb there at the end. And remember, the Shanghai Futures Exchange hit a high of silver of 108.38 on Friday, and then it last traded at 107.57. Now, for gold, silver, and Shanghai, those charts, it's all going to start to move again. Tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll see the Comex silver, the Comex gold move, and I will be covering that live. So I'll probably be live at maybe 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night to cover that. We will see the Shanghai market start to move tomorrow evening at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll probably be awake for that as well, live streaming. So that's coming tomorrow, so make sure you subscribe to those notifications so you don't miss it. But I have been working all day. I could have gone live earlier today, but I thought it was more important to get all the information together, aggregate everything, so I could update you guys. So I'm going to just break down all the different updates I've done. There's stuff in here that have to do with gold and silver and everything. So here's how it all started. My first post was 8 hours ago. Trump addressed the nation at 3 a.m. about attacks on Iran. Major combat operations underway. The U.S. and Israel are unleashing preemptive strikes to crush Iran's nuclear threats and regime. Key points from the address. Short time ago, the United States began military combat operations. The objectives to eliminate imminent threats from the Iran regime. Vicious group of very hard, terrible people. That's a quote. And a quote to Iranians. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. Stay in your homes. Then we are finished. Take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance in generations. The hour of your freedom is at hand. So that was an address from the president to the world. So that's how it started a little bit earlier this morning. But I did want to say, down here for gold and silver. Okay, so that was that part. But here's the gold and silver breakdown. This is a geopolitical watch out we have been discussing for gold and silver on the channel ad nauseum for the past couple of weeks. This type of action typically drives demand to safe haven assets. Here are some more watchouts relating to military action. 1, supply disruptions. Watch for the Strait of Hormuz. And guys, the Strait of Hormuz is right here. 25 to 30% of the world's oil passes through here a day. And this is Iran right here, okay? So I'm saying Strait of Hormuz will be closed for a long period of time. Remember, 30% of the world's oil passes through there daily. Oil price will most likely skyrocket, especially if protracted. For gold and silver, I expect to see prices rise as a risk premium. As risk premium is priced in, expect possible gap up on the market open, depending on how this conflict unfolds. So if the conflict's still going heavily tomorrow into Monday, I'm thinking there's going to be a gap up. If somehow it comes to a quick conclusion, they stop, maybe not. But this is where we're at now. And thank you so much for that super chat. Will has been stacking, saying this channel's not political. However, since someone else said something about the attack being illegal, I'm forced to say no, it was not. It was justified heavily. Says Will has been stacking. And yeah, not a political channel. I have my own personal political beliefs and things, but the point of this channel is not to be political. There's plenty of channels for that. It's to give you guys what's happening in the context of gold and silver and how it's going to affect you, okay? So continuing on here with gold and silver, expect possible gap up on market open depending on how this conflict unfolds. If the conflict stops within a day or so, may not provide as much upward pressure. Then if it lasts for days or weeks, silver is usually more volatile than gold, so movement here could be amplified. If the conflict drags on, sustained higher prices are likely in both gold and silver. A quick resolution could cause a small pullback. No matter what happens, none of the fundamentals have changed. I am still bullish on gold and extremely bullish on silver. And Oriental Ghost this morning was reporting that the Chinese spot market, or the dark market, has already surged to 5,560 and 57 cents equivalent for gold. That is a $281.58 increase from the current spot price. So that was a report coming out this morning from China. Note, Iran only produces approximately 7 tons of gold and 50 metric tons of silver a year, less than 0.03% of the global production. So I don't think we're going to see any impacts to gold and silver based on their mining disruption. So I did think that was important to put there. Now, the very next post I put out was this. Breaking, war has begun. U.S. and Israel launch massive preemptive strikes on Iran. Heavy bombings rock Tehran, which is their capital, and major cities. Iran retaliates with massive missile barrages hitting U.S. bases in Qatar, Kuwait, UAE, Jordan, Bahrain. That's where the 5th Fleet HQ is, plus impacts in Haifa, Israel. Kataib, Hezbollah vows insurgent attacks on U.S. forces and civilians in Iraq. Trump dropped that 8-minute video we saw there. Orders Iran forces to surrender, urges civilians to stay home, and then to rise up and overthrow their government. Trump said, "This is your choice for generations." Bombing ongoing. Trump address expected soon. Regime change in play. So I put here The Wire. This guy's an ex-intelligence analyst, and he puts out these things called The Wire every day. Really good. I listen to him every day. It keeps you updated on current events. Now, first, big breaking news here for gold and silver. Massive breaking news here for gold and silver. Breaking. Thailand's top gold dealer, Hua Sang Hing, just shut down online trading of bar sills over the U.S.-Israel strikes on Iran. Extreme volatility, no reliable reference prices over the weekend. Services resume Monday, March 2nd. This isn't panic. It's the market screaming safe haven mode. Dealers frenzy ops. That's the kind of signal stackers live for. Retail and institutional flight to precious metals appear to be accelerating. Iran war premium plus energy stocks like Aramco. There are LPG outage they're currently having. That could be inflation hedge rocket fuel for gold and silver and other commodities. So that was a post earlier today about this. So that's the online gold trading services. That is a big deal. And we may see more of that start to develop here. And then going up here, the next piece of news. Alert reported a missile attack on the 5th Fleet base in Bahrain. You remember, we were looking at Bahrain. Bahrain is a very small kingdom over here. It's an island. It's right here. It's linked to Saudi Arabia. A lot of people go here for vacation because you can't drink alcohol. And back then, movie theaters, when I was out there, because I lived in the Middle East for nearly 10 years, guys. And back then, you would go to Bahrain because movie theaters were legal and you could drink there, right? So people would go there. They called it like the Las Vegas of Saudi Arabia. So this here is where our 5th Fleet, and I say our because I'm American. So the American 5th Fleet is located right there in Bahrain, okay? War equals a silver black hole. Every missile fired in the Iran chaos, ounces or kilos in some systems of silver gone forever, vaporized in explosions, never recovered. Tomahawk cruise missiles, estimated range from 10 to 50 ounces of silver, some higher, each in guidance, solder, batteries, destroyed on impact, drones, torpedo subs, even more zinc-powered or silver zinc power packs turned to dust. Most silver mined gets wiped out. Electronics, e-waste, landfills swallow huge amounts. Precious metals worth billions dumped yearly, with recovery rates pathetically low. Now add in 6 years straight of global supply deficits. The Silver Institute said in 2025 that was the 5th year, and now we're in the 6th year. Exploding defense demand, solar electronics eating the rest. No wonder silver's ripping. It's not just industrial, it's strategic, and it's shrinking. And thank you so much to Sign Chick for upgrading your membership to Shell Brigade. You are mega. And if you're just joining, please smash that like button. I will be taking questions in the chat here in a little bit, but first I want to finish updating you guys on the news I have. So please subscribe and please turn on those notifications. Stackers, how much more one-way consumption before the squeeze really hits? And this right here, this was in Bahrain. This is in Bahrain. That was a ballistic missile, I believe, that struck there. Or it could have been a Shahad drone. We might see that later. So that was there. Then the next post I put out, breaking from China, silver buyback premiums exploding. Per King Kong, Eric Young on the ground in China, physical silver premiums between small distributors just skyrocketed up another $20 an ounce today amid the global chaos. Spot silver was already pushing towards 94 for the United States at close, and China was already 107. Is this the setup for a massive gap up Sunday night or Monday morning? What do you guys think? Put gap up in chat if you think it's going to be. Will the Comex use the Iran war as a cover to bail out their crumbling system? Stackers, is this the squeeze? Is it finally here? So that's the next piece of news there. That's big, and you can go watch this video here. It's a Chinese vendor talking about the silver prices blowing up today, exploding in China. Look at this one. Breaking. Dubai luxury hotspots under fire. Iranian retaliation brings the war to the Gulf. Reports confirm impacts and debris fallout in at least 2 major spots today in Dubai. Palm Jumeirah, and it's right here, guys. I've been here many times. I've been to Dubai maybe 10 times, maybe more. I don't know. And first off, let's find it on a map. There we go. And I'm looking for the Palm Jumeirah. Here we go. So this is the Palm Jumeirah. It's one of the most iconic islands in the world, and I've stayed on this Palm Island twice. I stayed in the Kempinski here, and I stayed here in the Atlantis, okay? So Palm Jumeirah, iconic artificial island. Fire and thick black smoke engulf part of the Fairmont, the Palm Hotel, after missile interception debris rained down. Emergency crews on scene, 4 injuries reported. I've stayed on this island twice. Heartbreaking to see the paradise hit. And the map is below. So here it is. Right here is where that luxury hotel was hit there. Not a military installation. Not a strategic stockpile, but literally a tourist hotel. Video circulating appears to show a possible Iranian Shahad drone impact. Authenticity unconfirmed, but footage is intense. Dubai Marina, I've been there many a times. Nearby areas, multiple blasts up to 5 heard citywide, echoing through Barsha. Motor City and residential zones. Skies lit up is with the missile interceptions up to 5 large blasts heard citywide. Skies are and it's gotten worse since then, guys. And I'm going to cover what's happened. And thank you so much to Northo 49 Sacker for becoming a member. The Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, I've been there about 8 times, evacuated as a precaution amid explosions and airport shutdowns, people fleeing for cover. This shifts from military bases to civilian icons. Escalation alert. And thank you so much for Jeff Tiger Thomas for being a Diamond Claw member. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate all the Diamond Claw members on this channel so much. And we're going to the next piece of news right about now. Next piece of news here. Alert, alert. New angle of the Iranian strike hitting the U.S. Fifth Fleet HQ in Bahrain. I've been to Bahrain approximately 5 times, maybe more, guys. I've been there a bunch. This fresh video circulating now appears to capture a possible Iranian Shahad drone followed by a ballistic missile impact. Explosions, smoke plumes rising over the base in Manamah's Jafar district. Multiple sources, CNN geolocated clips, viral sailor reaction screaming, "Oh, beep," eyewitness footages show a direct or near direct impacts with thick black smoke and panic on the ground. Remember, in my live streams the last few days, I've covered how the Fifth Fleet ships had already departed the base ahead of potential strikes. Smart move, but the headquarters and support facilities took the brunt. This widens the war. U.S. assets across Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, the UAE, all targeted in Iran's retaliation wave after U.S.-Israel's preemptive ops. Gold and silver safe haven inflows accelerating as the military-civilian lines blur. Look at this. Look at this.
And we got some retaliatory strikes coming in from Iran.
That's a Shihad drone.
U.S. Navy.
Did you see that? It's a little. It looks like a little plane almost.
Into the U.S. Navy.
That's a Shihad
Fifth
drone.
Fleet headquarters at Naval Support Activity Bahrain. This video right here was of a one-way UAS that was sent over there from Iran, and it's already been geolocated to the small island of Manama. Fleet headquarters at Naval Support.
There's the other scene.
Has been closed there. The don't care who they hit, and
okay. So then we're going up to the next piece of news here. Alert, alert, interception. Intercepted doesn't mean safe. Just in, new video angle shows a ballistic missile intercepted over Doha, Qatar, but the danger doesn't stop there. Falling debris from these interceptions pose huge risks to anyone below. Sharp shrapnel, toxic fuel remnants, or even secondary explosions from payloads and fuel. Like in this clip, watch the massive blast and thick smoke plume. Key spots affected in Qatar so far were the Al Udeid Air Base, residential areas, citywide. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Pro tip, if you hear explosions, shelter in place for 10 to 15 minutes afterwards. Debris can rain down for a long time after. And guys, I lived in the Middle East for 10 years. Okay. And I was in Riyadh and other places where Scud missiles were impacted and were intercepted over our air overhead in the sky. And you see how big that is? This is a falling debris from a missile that was intercepted. You see how big it is? And watch, it's going to explode. Now that could have been the warhead that was exploding, but most likely it was the fuel supply. So just because something is intercepted, it doesn't mean it's safe. And a bunch of silver just got incinerated in that explosion there. Okay, next piece of news here. Breaking Iranian drone, likely a Shaheed, strikes the Kuwait International Airport. Civilian terminal hit. Terminal 1, the main passenger terminal, took the blow. Kuwait Civil Aviation Authority confirms minor injuries to several airport workers. Limited material damage. Airport closed indefinitely. Flights grounded amid the chaos. This isn't isolated. Other Kuwait locations were targeted today in Iran's attack. The Ali Al Salman Air Base, major U.S. Air Force hub, hosts the 386 Air Expeditionary Wing, international forces, including Italian troops. Multiple ballistic missiles launched. Kuwaiti defenses intercepted them, but the debris fell down and damaged the runway significantly, per reports. Civilian airport hit, military base under fire, escalation crossing the red lines fast as the Gulf airspace shuts down. NOTAMs all over, shutting down. And this is just a post I had scheduled to go out with the lug, so that came out amid all this counterfeit dimes, silver craze, so watch that later. And then we had this get posted by Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, and guys, the intro I did at the beginning of this stream, that's me walking in the Saudi Arabian desert. So nice little fact there. Break-in in Saudi Arabia, they reserved the right to respond after Iranian missile strikes on Riyadh. Iran targeted Saudi hours after the U.S.-Israel's preemptive strikes. Attacks on the capital of Riyadh, an oil-rich eastern province, fully intercepted by defenses. No major damage or casualties reported. Ministry slams it as a flagrant violation and vows full solidarity with the Gulf neighbors, UAE, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, Jordan, offering all resources to support them. Silver and gold context. Saudi mines about 12 tons of gold, 10 tons of silver annually. They're a key regional player with the 2030 vision. Their central bank recently scooped up $30.6 million in SLV silver ETFs and $9.8 million in silver miners. Plus, they're the world's top oil producer. Oil spikes, are they incoming among the chaos? What do you guys think? Remember, I lived in Saudi Arabia for years, and I was in Riyadh when the Houthi Scud missiles, Iran-funded terrorists, were intercepted overhead. Eerie parallels today. Stay safe, folks. And this is the official statement from the foreign ministry there. And then we go here to this update with Mario. Breaking: Israel's Iron Dome battling waves of Iranian ballistic missiles and drones. Skies lit up in the chaos as the Iran war rages. On February 20, 2026, Tehran has unleashed at least 2 to 3 waves of retaliatory attacks on Israel so far. Dozens of missiles per barrage, including 35 ballistic missiles in one wave alone. The IRGC is calling it Truthful Promise 4. They gave it a name. Ongoing strikes vowed until enemy is defeated. Key cities targeted and impacts. Haifa, the port city, had heavy barrages. Some missiles evaded defenses. Impacts near critical infrastructure like the port. Fires and shrapnel and injuries. Smoke plumes in Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. Sirens are blaring in northern Israel. Minor injuries in central southern area. Debris fallout. So guys, go to my X and you can see the details, but you can see here in the back of those flashes, those are missile interceptions that were occurring. Those are missile interceptions. That's what that looks like. And I got a video showing you guys that closer in a little bit. Breaking footage shows an Iranian Shihad drone slamming into a high-rise tower in Manama, Bahrain. The impact on what looks like a residential tower, Arab view, or similar in Jafar Huar area, sent a massive fireball and thick black smoke plume into the sky. Verified clips here from today's confirm the chaos on the ground. I've been to Bahrain many times and stayed in towers just like this. Heartbreaking to see civilian areas caught up in the crossfire near the U.S. 5th Fleet HQ. This isn't isolated. Other confirmed hits in Bahrain from Iran's retaliation. Look at this. Let me show you it again. The Shahad drone flies in right there. So remember this video. We're going to revisit it here in a couple tweets. So that's a kamikaze drone is what that is. It's called the Shahad. So this was 5 hours ago. I said, alert, Strait of Hormuz not fully closed, but the risk is increasing. I've been getting DMs claiming the strait is shut down as of the last hour. Here's the real truth, the real-time truth. Tank Tracker's map just checked 1 hour ago. See below, shows the traffic still flowing in both directions. So this was earlier today, and traffic was still flowing, but since then the traffic has reduced greatly. So one of the watch out situations we've been talking about, guys, the Strait of Hormuz right here takes about 25 to 30% of the world's oil a day. This was as of 7 hours ago. Since then, it has dropped precipitously. Let's see if I can bring up a new one here. No, it has dropped precipitously. Ships are turning around. They're not going through. The IRGC is warning them, do not enter. It's closed down. They're trying to do a blockade. And there's actually, I'm going to be covering insurance companies. But here's another big breaking news for gold and silver. Breaking. Gold on the PAXG, the PAXG tokenized gold on the crypto exchanges. It's exploding. At the time I posted this, it was at 5,407.84 right now, after spiking to an insane $5,655 this morning amid the U.S.-Israel strikes in Iran. Normally, the PAXG trades 0 to 2% premium over the Comex and LBMA spot gold, with occasional jumps to 3 to 5% in hype. But this massive volume hitting after the attacks commenced, targeting Iran's nuclear sites, leadership, and military, escalating to full conflict. PAXG surged $325 over Friday's spot price. Gold closed at $5,278.51. Safe haven demand is off the chart. Geopolitics coupled with 24/7 crypto trading equals premium got wild. And I've got the PAXG here. Here we go. So this was earlier today, and this is live right now. So you see right around here, this is at like 4 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So pretty much right after the attack started, an insane volume here. Look at that compared to everything else. Look at the volume for days, not that crazy. So we had this insane volume. Gold on here spiked to $5,600.55. It's currently trading at $5,376.68. And if you remember on gold, we closed at $5,278. So it's $278. So it's about $100 above now, but it was all the way up to $5,600 earlier today. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen when we open back up? Are we gapping? And then I had this major breaking. Iran Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Al-Khamenei was reported killed in the U.S.-Israel strike. Senior Israeli official tells Reuters Khamenei's body has been found and he's confirmed dead after the compound was hit with multiple bunker buster bombs. Israel's PM Netanyahu, he's the prime minister, many signs that this tyrant is no longer take to the streets and finish the job is what he said. Axios confirms Israeli ambassador informed U.S. officials Khamenei killed per Israel intel. NYT, New York Times, a lot of media was reporting this. And since then, a lot more reporting has been done. They're saying it's confirmed. I haven't seen how they confirmed it, but they're saying it confirmed that it is confirmed. But it didn't just stop there, guys. It didn't just stop there. Breaking, top Iranian officials reportedly eliminated in strikes. Beyond Khamenei, the body found per Israeli sources. Reports list at least these 5+ high-level leaders taken out. The IRGC commander, the defense minister, the defense council secretary, intelligence chair, plus 4 senior intelligence commanders taken out. And then we had this one here. Alert, today is a prime day to fill up your gas tanks before prices go parabolic. Oil traffic through the Strait of Hormuz is dropping fast. Tankers are avoiding halting or U-turning amid IRGC warnings. No ship allowed to pass. And that the waterway is unsafe due to the U.S.-Israel strikes on Iran in retaliation. Live trackers are showing this. Ships are piling up outside the entrances. Many turning back or holding position. Voluntary suspensions by major traders. Iranian media is calling it practically closed. There's a bunch of stuff going on and no full military blockade yet. But it could be now because this was some time ago. So anyways, stuff is happening. It's getting crazy, ladies and gentlemen. And look at, if you want to talk about crazy, look at this. Breaking, shipping insurance chaos in the Gulf. War risk insurers are canceling policies and jacking up the premiums up to 50% for ships in the Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz. So like, too much risk here. We're going to increase your insurance or cancel it altogether. So per the Financial Times, fresh today, after U.S.-Israel airstrikes on Iran, Tehran's retaliation, insurers sent cancellation notices a Saturday. Coverage for key oil checkpoints, 20% of the crude flows through there, up to 30 really. So key bombshells, it's all there. Go check out my X and you can read it in detail. But guys, canceling insurance, that is wild. And then I put this out, breaking alert. Could Turkey move into Iran? Contingency plans they have on the books. They actually call for plans for a buffer zone amid regime chaos. With Iran's leadership taken out, Turkey is quietly preparing for a refugee surge of up to 1 million refugees fleeing if Tehran falls. Bloomberg and Forbes have been reporting Ankara's, that's the capital of Turkey. All right, is it Ankara or is it Istanbul? What's the capital? Ankara or Istanbul? I'm messing that up. But anyways, they have updated plans, included potential cross-border ops to create a limited buffer zone inside the western area of Iran. So if we look there, we go up here to Iran and Turkey. They share a border, and I've been to Turkey, guys. I've been to Istanbul, up here. Okay, so over here, the thought is they might move into this area to set up a buffer zone if they're concerned about refugees moving out of the conflict zone. So we could see an influx of refugees move this way if the attacks remain prolonged, if things disintegrate, people just want to get out. They'll probably go that way towards Turkey, Armenia, Azerbaijan. They're definitely not going to Afghanistan, probably not going to Pakistan, not going to Turkmenistan, certainly not Iraq. So that's probably the most logical, is either Azerbaijan, Armenia, or Turkey we could see people go to. Okay, let's go back over here. And then the next breaking news Or I should call it alert, actually. FBI Director Kash Patel confirms the Bureau is on high alert for potential terror threats tied to the Iranian conflict. This was from Kash Patel on X. Remember, he's the director of the FBI. FBI personnel are fully engaged. Last night, I instructed our counterterrorism and intelligence teams to be on high alert and to mobilize all assisting security assets needed. Our JTTS, which is Joint Terrorism Task Forces, throughout the country are working 24/7 to disrupt any potential threats to the homeland. While military handles overseas, the FBI leads domestic defense. Stay vigilant. Report suspicious activity to 1-800-CALL-FBI. There's a website for tips. Okay, so domestic risk is definitely amped up, so be wary. If you see something, say something. And look at this. Reports that on the streets in Tehran, right now, there are erupting celebrations over Khamenei's reported death. Videos are pouring in, fireworks, chants, car horns, blaring past midnight in Iran. People rejoicing as the word spreads of their leader's death, and they're actually chanting death to Khamenei. Echoes amid the chaos. Verified reports from Iran, international and eyewitnesses confirm pockets of celebration and joy taking place in Tehran. So here it is here. I'll show it to you. Here we go. There's fireworks. There's people screaming and yelling, like cheering. I don't know if you guys could hear that well, but they're like cheering, screaming, and yelling. And then here we go. Breaking. Iranians worldwide are celebrating outside of U.S. embassies amid Khamenei's death reports. From Ottawa to Berlin, Iranian diaspora crowds are gathering at U.S. embassies, waving pre-regime flags, chanting death to Khamenei, and rejoicing over the Supreme Leader's reported demise in the U.S.-Israel strikes. This video from Ottawa shows the scene, flags flying high, chairs ringing out. How hope for a new Iran? Is that what's going on? The CNN reports diaspora protests turning into celebrations in cities like Washington, London, and more. They're in D.C. as well, with crowds outside U.S. diplomatic sites, hailing the strikes and as liberation. So this is in Canada, and they're all gathered out here. They're excited. They're chanting. They're saying different things, and this scenario is playing out all across the world as Iranians who have fled Iran are now all celebrating for what could possibly be in the future. And then more breaking news, the Dubai International Airport has damage. It was struck. Travelers evacuating, at least one injury confirmed. An airport I've flown out of many times in the Middle East, guys. I've been in and out of this airport so many times. I mean, I've been to Dubai maybe 10 or 15 times. I've flown through or into this airport maybe 20 or 30. Safe haven demand exploding. Silver and gold surge ahead. What do you guys think? Are you stacking more tonight? And this is different footage
coming
here.
out of Dubai saying that the
So this is the area that was hit. There's damage on the ground. There was some injuries, and this shows people evacuating. So we're going to go back here, go to the next piece of news. I'm going to be taking your guys' questions here in just a little bit, so bear with me. Breaking, Iran launches ballistic missiles at Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. So if we go here, guys, again, I lived in Saudi Arabia for some time, and I lived fairly close. Riyadh, here we go. I lived fairly close. Here it is. Prince Sultan Air Base, right here. And it's about 40 minutes outside of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It's the capital. There it is. Right there. It's about 40 minutes outside of there. Damage and injuries reported as the war spreads. Prince Sultan Air Base is important to Saudi and U.S. operations in the region. I previously lived near this area in the capital for more than 8 years. Okay, well, we're going up here. This is some pretty intense numbers. So this is from the UAE, which is the United Arab Emirates. That includes Dubai. Dubai is one of the Emirates. So is Abu Dhabi. UAE hit with 327 Iranian ballistic missiles, 209 drones. Guys, that's a lot of silver. Remember, silver is in all these military weapons, and it's just being destroyed. Silver is the best conductor of electricity, the most reflective metal. It's used in all this stuff. The Ministry of Defense says 137 missiles detected, 132 destroyed, 5 hit, 209 drones, 195 intercepted, 14 landed causing damage. Escalation exploding. Okay. And then the U.S. CENTCOM is putting out a fact check. So, Iranian regime claims to have killed 50 U.S. service members. CENTCOM, Central Command, is saying that's a lie. IRGC claims the U.S. Navy ship was struck by a missile. It was a lie. The Iranian regime is claiming severe damage to multiple U.S. bases. Damage to U.S. Installations was minimal and not impacted operations. So that's what the CENTCOM is saying there. And look at this. Patriot missiles lighting up Dubai skies, interceptions everywhere. If we're going to zoom in, and we are, you can see the Burj Khalifa, which is the world's tallest building. I've been there about 8 times. World's tallest building right in the middle of the action. Escalation hitting hard. Gold and silver surging as safe havens explode. So let's make this big. Okay, so I want to show you a few things. The first thing I want to show you. Let's let it stabilize here. 1 second. Okay. If you could see right here, that is the Burj Khalifa. This is just far from it. And you're going to see a bunch of little fireballs going up from the ground. And you're going to see fireballs coming in. What these are is these are Patriot missile systems. And these are interceptors. And basically, it has a radar on it. It detects incoming missiles and will fire out multiple interceptors for one missile. So one incoming missile might get 2, 3 interceptors fired at it. So here's what it looks like. And I saw this many times in real life. So these are all flying up, and now they're impacting up here. Watch it explode. Every time it explodes, it's hitting something. See, it exploded there. These could be missiles it's hitting. It hit one there. It could be drones it's hitting. And these just keep getting fired up. You see that? And they are just intercepting all over the place. Every time you see an explosion, they're blowing up on something. So that's what it looks like when missiles are getting intercepted when there's incoming. Now, if you guys remember that video we just watched in Bahrain where that Shahad drone impacted that building, this is a view from the inside, guys. Hold it. You see that? That's the Shahad drone. Watch this. Watch this. Here we go. Did you see that? He or she was filming that inside. Whoa. It hits their building. Let's show it one more time here. Wow. So that was the view inside that building. And then the last thing I posted was that I was going live, so we made it to the end of all my updates. Let's go here real quick to the notifications, see if you guys are saying anything. Okay. What's going on? I'm just seeing if you guys are saying everything. Then I'm going to go to questions in chat. Okay. So that's the updates. We'll cover breaking news here in a second because there's even more breaking news happening. But if you guys have questions for anything we just reviewed, the impacts to gold and silver, put them in chat right now. And I'm going to do my best to answer them. And Nitro Burp saying, what's gold up to right now? Well, remember, Comex gold closed at 5,002, 78.51, and silver closed at 93.80. However, there is a gold pegged to crypto that's currently trading. It shot up to 55,600. Right here, look at that massive volume when the attack started. It's currently trading at 5,371.59. This market's usually 1 to 2% higher than spot gold, but not that much. So that's where it's at right now. Air raid sirens in Tel Aviv right now, says the Floyd Lawton. Thank you for that. Look up XAGX, the silver crypto. Okay, let's see it. So he's saying, let's actually do it on this one. So he's saying, what was it? AGX. Whoops. XAGX. Silver token. I don't think that's the one he wanted. XAGX. It's all to XRP. I don't know. I don't think that's going to work right. Okay, let's keep looking at questions here. You want to go check out Iran, says Hasna Abbas. Yeah, I'm going to go and look at stuff. At least 85 people, almost all of them young girls, have been killed in an airstrike in a primary school in Iran, says Portagusi. Victim 7. That's sad. That's sad. That's definitely sad. War is not a fun thing. Thank you so much, Map Guy She, for being a channel member and for that super sticker. Really appreciate it. What silver miners do I own? And guys, it's going to be crazy. Market open tomorrow is going to be crazy. You guys got to all be there. Turn on those notifications. 1 second here. I'm logging in. But tomorrow's market's going to be open and Monday's going to be crazy. I'm going to be covering them both. And someone's asking the miners I own. I'll give them to you, but I'm not a financial advisor, just some dude on the internet with crabs. I'm going to say it quick. You'll just have to pause it later. But I'm in AG, AGF, AMCOF, ASM, CDE, EXK, FSM, GLDG, GROY, HL, SILJ, UEC, UROY, USGO, and UUUFF. And the next question coming from Taberson, if the market was open right now, would we be over $100? Probably. I believe we would be, honestly. So let's go back here to X, formerly known as Twitter, and see the breaking news here. So this is open source intel. Watch, interceptors were fired from Patriot air defense batteries protecting Al Ubaid base in Qatar against incoming Iranian missiles. At least one interceptor appears to have malfunctioned. So see him going, look at that one grounded. That's what that's called when it fires out in grounds. That can happen. Look at this from Mario. Cheering and car horns reportedly echoing through the streets of Tehran tonight as Iranians celebrate the fall of Khomeini. This is the capital, the seat of the Islamic Republic, and its own people are throwing a party over the collapse. So let's turn it up. I don't know if you can hear that, but really there's horns and just people screaming. And look, you can see the silhouettes. There's all kinds of people out. Wow. Okay, here we go. Missiles flying towards the Burj Khalifa. I've been here multiple times, guys. This is the world's tallest building, and it got intercepted, so watch this. That is a drone or a missile. It's moving pretty quick. It's probably a missile, and it just got intercepted right there. So it's intercepted, so the danger of it hitting its mark is done. But now what happens is this debris falls. It can start fires. It can explode depending on what's falling. It's still extremely dangerous, the falling debris. That's why if you're ever in a situation like this, you got to shelter in place for 10 to 15 minutes after you hear explosions, because that stuff, depending on how high up it is, can take a while to fall back down. And in chat right now, at what GSR would you consider swapping a sizable amount of silver to gold? In the 30s. In the 30s. Oh, no. That guy, probably in the 30s. And I'm only going to do 10% of my stack when I do it. And I'll let you guys know when I do it. Do you remember when Iraq chair when Saddam Hussein was captured? I don't remember that. No, I don't. I remember the war, but I was young. James is saying, hold on to your dong. Okay, Egbert Boot Whistle is saying, should I wear my old Navy hat from the ship to work on Monday, or would that be tacky? I mean, you wear whatever you want, man. If you want to wear it and that makes you proud, you do it. Yeah. If you don't want to, then don't. That's all it's saying. Optimize. I'm guessing it's like a hat you're allowed to wear, obviously. Optimize brand. Brandon says digital dollars equals control grid. Silver equals future black market purchasing. I mean, that could be. And the Floyd Lawton saying that there's a rumor that Netanyahu acted first and forced Trump's hand. Trump wanted more time to prepare for a much larger strike. Thoughts? I mean, that could be true. It's politics. Anything happens. Politicians do stuff. It could be true. It could not. I don't know. But there have been some pretty big impacts in Tel Aviv. It looks like a couple of missiles got through here, and you could see they create pretty severe damage. And going down here, hundreds of Iranians have been seen in the streets celebrating the in the streets with celebratory gunfire. And thank you so much. Let's pause this. Thank you so much to Map Guy She for that super chat saying, don't recommend it. How many people are in futures right now? I'm happy I am, but sad my son is in the Navy. Prayers to all those affected and impacted by the war, innocent civilians. Prayers to our military members out there fighting. I hope everybody's okay and continues to be. And for anyone watching here that's friends or family impacted, our heart and prayers go out for you. FU says, seems crazy that they left the lights on the Burj Khalifa. It doesn't matter, guys. The lights don't matter. Those are just Iranian drones and missiles. Like, the lights aren't going to have any impact. And this is in Iran right now. Celebratory jubilation. Everyone's honking, celebrating. And I do not actually think this is Dubai. This is a recycled footage. So you got to be careful with situations like this. I've seen a lot of recycled footage tonight. This I actually believe was a strike on Israel. So this was not Dubai. I mean, and this was a strike like a couple of years ago. Breaking, U.S. Navy says it can't protect all merchant ships in the Persian Gulf after Iran strikes. Oil majors just suspended shipments through Hormuz, the Strait of Hormuz. That's 21 million barrels a day. Breaking, the Iranian people are now toppling statues of the former supreme leader Ayatollah. Wow. Following strikes that took him and multiple senior Iranian military leaders out. Look at that. Wow. Now, here's something that's been going around, guys, that I'm pretty sure is not true. And again, this is why you got to be careful. The world's iconic Burj Al Arab Hotel in Dubai, widely known for its only 7-star rating hotel, has been hit by an Iranian drone. So I believe this is footage from a fire in 2015. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, okay. But I believe this is actually recycled footage from a fire they had there in 2015. So you just got to be careful what you see on there. But Burj Al Arab is famous. It is the world's only 7-star hotel. They pick you up from the airport in either a Rolls Royce, or they fly you on the helicopter and they land you up here on their helipad. So that is this high luxury hotel. Breaking, you're not the 4-time Crystal Light champion. My heart is broken. Come on, O House. How were you young during the Iraq War? Not that. The story behind the big show is a long story. It's some more memeology on this channel. It's just more memeology. In your heart, I'm the 4-time. And guys, speaking of it, we are only 13 subscribers away from the next big show. That's 65,600. So if you want to see a big show, what the Crystal Light Championship's all about, make sure you subscribe to all those notifications. American troops just filmed this. So this was a failed missile interception. So this Patriot just fired to hit this missile, and it misses it. Whoa. And then it impacts right here. Pretty big impact. There was a huge fire from the drone going down by the tower. Okay. The people want to have democracy. When they're empowered, they celebrate with zeal. God bless them, says Taberson in chat. Breaking, a large fire can be seen in Dubai right now by an Iranian Shahid drone. So one thing you guys don't know is Dubai had a big problem. Dubai had a huge problem. This was when I was out there. They had bought a bunch of like materials from China, and this cladding and stuff that they had on a lot of their skyscrapers was actually quite flammable. So all that had to happen was a small fire start, and then the whole side of the building would catch on fire pretty easily. And it was a big problem they had in Dubai. So looking at this picture here, this building on fire, it very well could be that they had some of that cladding, because that's a tower that's on fire there. So it could be possible they have some of that cladding. It was never switched out. So that was a big problem in UAE. And look at this happening right now. Americans marching through the streets of Los Angeles in celebration. They're carrying a massive Iranian flag, and some holding American and Jewish flags as well, or Israeli flags, excuse me. Jebel Ali Port, this is the largest port here in the UAE, is been struck. So a lot of news breaking right now around the world. Guys, if you got questions, put them in chat. I'm going to a different channel. The other channels have 3-time Crystal Light champions. No, House, you got to stay. You got to stay. We love you. Going back to here. Oh, I did want to check this out. We got here a dashboard. Let's go ahead and update this. This shows stuff happening across the area. Okay. So let's see what we got going on around here. Okay, let's look here. So that's an island airport. There's some nuclear power plants around here. That's a nuclear power plant. That's the airport. So we got a nuclear power plant here. Military field. Okay. We had drones over here in Kuwait, different alerts here in Kuwait, some bombings in Kuwait, all kinds of stuff in here. And then Israel is right here. So there's all kinds of alerts and stuff obviously going on in this area right now. There is a lot happening. Look at this. The blast wave ripped through the buildings that were blocks away. Look at this. Blocks away. Windows blown out. Wow. And look, those are like the rent scooters, like Lime scooters. Wow. Great work by Kepler team showing the satellite navigation interference across the Middle East today. Look at that. Those are like probably or the what is that? Missile strike? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Lots and lots of stuff happening right now. We're trying to unpack it. Saudi Arabia opens the border with Bahrain to allow citizens to flee there. I've been through this border crossing multiple times. Here it is. Bahrain's tallest tower is currently in flames, somebody says. That could be some more of that flammable cladding, because you see how it's spreading up the outside of the building? Shouldn't be doing that. This is purported to be in Tel Aviv. Wow, look at that explosion. I don't know if that's actually true, though. This might not be real. I don't think that's real. I don't think that's real. Explosions in Matter Street in the Bahraini capital. Ah, I've been here. Matter Street, I've been here, guys. And it looks like that explosion there. People are running around. This was the hotel that got hit on the Palm Jumeirah Island. Remember, we looked at it a little bit earlier over here in Dubai. I've stayed on this island a couple times. Here it is. Here. Palm Jumeirah. I stayed here and here. And the hotel that got struck was somewhere right around here. Right. No, not the Hilton. This one? No, it's not the Marriott. But right around there somewhere. Let's go back to here. Missile reportedly hit Dubai. Oh, you can see the Iranian drone right there. Look at it. Big ol' explosion. If you got questions, put them in chat. Just make sure to chat tag me at International Stacker so it pops up. I'll answer them the best I can. But I lived in the Middle East in this region, guys, for nearly 10 years. I've been to all these places. Yep, it looks like that flammable cladding. Look at that. This is the Grand Air Hotel in Manama. Guys, please smash that like button. Please subscribe. I'm only 12 more subscribers to 65,600. That will trigger a big show. Yeah, what questions do you have about silver? Ask me any question you have about silver. I did cover a bunch of stuff about silver and gold at the beginning of the stream. A bunch of information. So if you want to talk about silver, you just ask questions. I'll answer them away. I'm covering geopolitics on this channel currently in the vignette of gold and silver and what's going to happen to us. So make sure you watch the stream back at the end if you want to get a bunch of that information I covered in depth. Let's go here. I'll get some silver posts by adjusting to following here. Okay. We'll get, okay, 500 ounces of silver in each Tomahawk cruise missile. It's raining silver in Iran, says Silver Trade. Al Jazari is saying, my local coin shop LCS dealer is a saint. Yesterday, he let me trade a 100-ounce bar for 9 10-ounce bars, one 8-ounce bar, and 2 eagles at no cost. Wow. That's awesome, Al Jazari. And Resilient Nail says, when does the Comex open? Tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be live streaming here live to cover it. So I'll be live probably tomorrow 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have I ever been to Iran? No. I'll show you where I've been out here. I lived in Saudi Arabia for like 9 years, nearly 10. I've been to UAE. I've been to Bahrain here. I've been to Jordan here. I've been to Israel. I've been to Lebanon. I've been to Egypt. Been down here in the port city of Jeddah. So those are all the places. I've been here to Turkey. So those are the places I've been to there. What's percent silver versus gold should we stack? You know, that's a good question. I'm so much more bullish silver. And I have a top 5 mistakes video I put out. I think I wish for every 100 ounces of silver, maybe I stacked a 10th ounce of gold. So that's kind of what I wish I had done. If I go back, I probably would have done a 10th ounce of gold for every 100 ounces of silver. Not a financial advisor, just some dude on the internet with crabs. Are you in? Whoop, I missed that. How much is the silver? How much is silver going up on Sunday night and Monday morning? I bought silver ounces today in anticipation of stacking. I'm not sure. I do think we're going to see a gap up. I do think we're going to see that. Sorry, my cable's under the chair. There we go. I do think we're going to see a gap up. How much, I'm not sure. But it's going to be interesting. And the gap up could come Sunday evening or it could come Monday morning. We could see a pullback in the stock market, so that could affect it. So we'll see. And look at right here. Nostra House of Gold says, waiting to check the silver price. Oh, no, that guy saying, what are your thoughts on junk silver? Excuse me, constitutional. I like it. I think it's extremely undervalued right now because of the whole refinery backup. So my deal's always been, I let the deals dictate my buys. So I think it's an extremely good buy right now, especially because you get it under spot. Some places significantly. I do think the premiums will return eventually. So as long as you're in it for the mid to long term, and I'm in it for the long term, I feel like constitutional right now, 90%, some call it junk, is a no-brainer. And David Lee saying, rumors at Shenzhen Subei gold market that gold shops are unable to get gold bars to make jewelry. There seems to be a shortage going on. Interesting. And look at this. I covered this a little bit earlier, so their premiums are somewhere back above 120. Egbert Boot Whistle saying, do you think the silver will ever hit 100 ounce per? Yeah, I think we may break. I just went and bought more champagne, guys. We may break 100 on Monday. I don't know. I just bought more champagne. I'm going to pop it again when we hit 100. So yes, I do. Not a financial advisor, just some dude on the internet with crabs. There is only one robot to save us, and we know who she is, and she is single right now, says Oh House.
Yep. What's the robot's name?
Viola.
Viola.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's different. She is different. That is Viola. That was at the request of O House. I'm trying to find you guys any breaking news. Solar Trace saying JP Morgan has cut off Citadel pending a major investigation into Citadel Securities. Told you yesterday, says Portrait one photo. Yeah, you sure did, Portrait. How are you doing? Portrait, remind me, you're in Kuwait, right? No, you're in Lebanon. How are you doing up there in Lebanon, Portrait? Are you seeing anything or hearing anything? Let us know. Do you have any insights on adding one stack to a homeowner's insurance? So you can't add your Keith PV House. You can't add your stack to homeowner's insurance, but there's actually special insurance you can get for bullion in your stack. Email me at internationalstacker@gmail.com and I'll share it with you. It's through the ANA, American Numismatic Association. It's not actually that expensive. So email me, Keith PV House, and I'll help you with that information. Do you think XLE will explode on Monday? XLE. I don't even know what XLE is. XLE. No clue. It's energy. If it has to do with oil, maybe. I think we're definitely going to see some explosive movement in some of the oil companies. Bought some Morgans and Peace dollars at $4 below spot each today. 90% is the way to go. Wow, that is great, proud American. Congratulations. That is an epic buy there. You're not going to regret that. Hey, good to see you, Super Nomar. Robert saying, do you believe we will see a repeat of what happened at the end of December at the bullion dealers with regard to adding more premium than normal? Yeah, probably. Probably. Could you talk to your bot? This is the third time it took all my claws. Sorry, successful slave. Okay. All good. Steering rockets in the sky. See the other side. Okay. Oh, so Portrait One in Lebanon right now is seeing rockets in the sky flying to the other side. Wow. DLC Kramer saying, if you're looking to buy 3,000 ounces of silver next week sometime, what would you buy and where would you buy it from? Oh, that depends, Dill. Again, it depends what I have. Like, if you're thinking about doing that, you could email me at internationalstacker@gmail.com and I can give you my thoughts. I'd have more questions, like how big is your stack currently? Do you have anything? If you had no stack, I mean, one, I'd want to buy the best deal possible, but I get a position of 90% constitutional. I get a small position of American Silver Eagles if you could find an okay deal, and there's ways to find okay deals. And then I'd be buying some other vintage type silver that you can get pretty much at spot. So you can get this stuff at and close to spot right now. Engelhard Pilos, like this is all stuff that's going to have premiums in the future. So I get a small percentage in vintage, and then also some other semi-numismatics that you could get at or close to spot. So if you're actually doing it, email me internationalstacker@gmail.com and I'll help you out. Okay. International Stacker started buying again today. Prayers for the innocent in Iran and around the world. That's awesome. You started buying, and I do echo those prayers. The closure of Hormuz will be very beneficial to gold price. Oh, for sure. We've been talking about that. The world changed today. I've warned for nearly a decade. Moments like this come once in a lifetime. We're living through one right now, says the Gold Telegraph. So look at this from Doug Casey's. A Strait of Hormuz shutdown which could instantly remove 20 million barrels from the global market, producing about 100 million barrels a day. So 20% gone. And look at this, man. These kids are playing on a missile that's in the ground. That's very dangerous for a few reasons. One, it could explode. Two, it has all kinds of spent fuel residue on here, so that's extremely hazardous and toxic. So that's sad that the kids are playing on that. But I get why kids would do that. Guys, welcome to the stream. I've been covering the late breaking news. I covered what's going on in gold and silver. So if you want to know what's going on in gold and silver, rewatch this stream back from the beginning. I'm going to be live again tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be covering the Comex market open. We'll start to see the Comex silver start to move. We'll start to see the Comex gold start to move. And we're going to be covering that tomorrow. And then tomorrow evening at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will start to see the Shanghai Futures Exchange market open back up. And ladies and gentlemen, I think it's going to be explosive. One last vote. Do you think we're going to gap up or gap down to tomorrow? Let me know. When should trade silver for gold? I'm going to be trading some, probably only 10% of my stack, in the 30s to 1 gold to silver ratio. So somewhere in the 30 to 1. How come platinum is rarely mentioned in stacking circles? Only gold and silver, of course. Because I'm bullish on gold and silver more so than platinum. I'm not as bullish on platinum and palladium for the long term because their number one driver demand is catalytic converters. And the more electric vehicles that go around the world, the less demand for the stuff will be. And it's something like 40% of platinum and I think 60 or 70% of palladium is for catalytic converters. So I'm not extremely bullish on that. Thank you, Doppler Dave, for that super chat, by the way. But yeah, 30s to 1 is when I'll start thinking about it. Oh, you guys want to do a crab raid? Let's see here. Let's see who's live. Let's see here. Let's see what gold and silver channels are live. We like to do small channels here. Look at the spray can coins. This is a channel I've never heard of. I don't think. That'd be fun, guys. That looks like a brand new channel. Hold up here. Let's check them out.
Feeling out of W2?
Oh, I have heard of him. I'm subscribed to him. All right. Let's crab raid him. So anyways, I will be live tomorrow evening. Again, 5:30 p.m., give or take. So make sure you subscribe, turn those notifications, smash the like button. And what we're going to do right now, this crab read is meant for small creators. We go there, we flood the chat with crabs. We smash the like button. It's up to you if you want to subscribe or not, but it's meant to be a positive thing, not a negative thing, to help a smaller creator out. So we're going to go here right now and crab raid spray can coins. And a big thank you to Doppler Dave for gifting a membership. That went to Frostbite Coins. Congratulations. Welcome to the Crustacean Nation. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'll give you an update on the Australia trip soon. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, tomorrow evening at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll say CYOTNO. Catch you on the next one. We're going to go right now and raid Doppler Dave. Who's ready?